Okay, so now we're ready for part two. I did that cooking show thing I said I wasn't going to do, which is I threw the cylinder. Um, well, okay, la, la. Now, this, as you can see, may already be too tall, but I have a plan for that. If it's too much, I can remove the extra. What I don't want to do is have to add and add and add because I've been too frugal. Remember there was I want to say a high school kid in Kent, Ohio, who was selling pots at a fair, and he'd made this wonderful little jar, except it was a nicely robust jar with a flimsy little lid with a delicate little handle, and I felt a little like a curmudgeon, but I counseled him as gently as I could to try to make the handle and the lid as robust as the jar. I mean, it honestly felt like he was like trying to save money on clay, or he'd like run out of clay. It was very odd because the jar was signaling all sorts of mastery, particularly for someone that young, and then the lid was questioning that mastery, or putting that mastery into question. It was like, why did you make such good decisions here and then wimp out over here? So I hope he took it well. Criticism is tough, both to give and to receive. Okay. Okay, so this is one of those points where it's like you're trying to imagine things upside down. And potentially, you do what you do, you let it stiffen, you turn it right side up, you decide it's horrible, you change it. Or you redefine for yourself what horrible is. There's something that turns out not quite as cool as you thought it would turn out, and you don't need to exaggerate that's horrible. Okay, so I don't need quite this much mass. I want a strong foot ring. But it doesn't have to be that heavy. Okay, so I've turned it right side up. I've added some clay, and predictably there will be a point where I will turn it right side up and trim it some more. and that's in part so I can view it more accurately, and in part because I still have to do all the work I'm going to do with the holes, the piercings. Okay, so that's trimming a tall foot ring on a double wall pot. Have a good evening.